So this video will cover the small group walking tour of pubs. So it's kind of like a pub crawl, but it's not really marketed that way. I got it through Viator.com, and it was through Liquid History is the group, and I'll try to provide the link, but I highly recommend. I gave it the full stars, and I had a great time, and yeah, I suggested it to others, or I recommend it to others. If you look at the itinerary, interesting thing is that the itinerary does not actually follow. I just noticed that when I was looking just now. The itinerary did not follow what we actually did. Which I thought was a little peculiar. But then at the beginning of the tour, we had, I guess it was like filled up. They had 24 people, and they split it up into two groups. Again, it was booked as a small group. I don't really care the size of the group, whatever, as long as we all fit in the pub. But they split into two groups. So I imagine maybe there was an alternate path or route, so that both groups weren't going to the same places. So that's why we hit the other one. So ours was with, I think, Nick, or maybe it was Kevin. Now I don't even remember the name of the guide, but I'll figure it out and list it below. But a great tour guide, and I'll just really quickly cover what we covered, so you can get an idea of what you do and where you go. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to give all the details away, because then why would you take the tour? You already took it right here, although you didn't get any beer. So I guess that was one thing. Now, happily, the tour I took starts out near St. Paul's Cathedral, actually at the tube station of St. Paul's. So it was like a 4-minute walk from my hotel, and that made it quite convenient. Didn't have to leave the hotel until like 5 minutes before. You meet up there, and they get your name, and you go off on your tour. They'll give you a lot of background history on at least this tour. Again, I'm only covering the tour I went on. The other ones probably do other things, but you get some background history on St. Paul's Cathedral and some cool stuff that I had no idea about. Yeah, a lot of great shots and some history behind this, which was pretty cool, stuff I didn't know. Yeah, so I'll just go real quickly. Of course, you can always just stop and pause the video if you need to see any pictures. This is a wardrobe, largest wardrobe in England, but it's changed quite a lot since it was an actual real wardrobe. But anyway, yeah, great guide, and destroyed in the Great Fire of 1666. That's too bad. But a great place for pictures. The first place we stopped is a Cockpit. A great little pub, a lot of good history. No longer cockfighting there, so you don't have to worry about that. Or you won't get to do any bets if that is your thing. But yeah, and inside it's pretty small inside there, but they'll serve you up a pint. I recommend half pints, of course. It depends on your size, but you're going to hit 4 of these places, and 4 pints would be quite a lot. But half pints, that's only 2, and I think that was fine for me, probably fine for most people. Yeah, we hit little courtyards and kind of get the history and some. It's funny, there's like not much fanfare around. It's a bunch of stones, but original stones going way, way back to like the Roman times. It's just crazy that I would think to be marked up a little more. At least they're keeping it there. But yeah, you can still see some really old history in places. And this is a kind of Blackfriars Square, and yeah, this was supposedly one of the last remaining walls of the Blackfriars Theater. But I haven't been able to find any evidence of that online, so I'm not ready to say it sure is. I don't know. I wasn't. There was no plaque or anything, so it just seems odd that they would do that without marking it somehow, because that's pretty significant. And you do go to the Blackfriars pub, really cool place. And inside is just the mosaics and the decor on the wall. This one is very, very old. And yeah, of course, I had to have a pint of Guinness. And yeah, you look up at the ceiling for sure. One person, the tour guide was noting that maybe that was the inspiration from Yoda, since Spielberg was here many, many years ago, even before Star Wars. Or in London, I should say. I don't know if he was actually here, but he could have gotten the inspiration right there for Yoda. Anyway, cool place. The third place we went was the Punch Tavern. Punch Tavern is on Fleet Street, I believe, and it's a place that actually specializes in gin. A really cool entrance. The bartender, if nothing else, go to just interact with this bartender. Just a larger than life, just a really deep voice and a friendly, jovial fella, and he makes the place so much fun. So yeah, that was kind of like some entertainment in and of itself. He said the guy should be on stage, but he's like, no, I don't want to be on stage. And yeah. Anyway, I tried the El Profesor gin. Yeah, it was okay. It was like completely overpriced, though. This place is not cheap. I would say $10, $11 for a shot, and it's mixed with I think seltzer, so it's hard to even taste the gin. So it was cool. It was worth trying, but I would not get a double. You'll be a sticker shock if you get a double. and then get some history on the St. Bride's Church. What's true or not, or what's factual or not, that's up for debate, but it's cool. The stories are still cool. The old Cheshire cheese was the 4th place, and this, I mean, look at this, going back to 1666, I think it was, because rebuilt in 67. I believe the fire must have knocked it out. But man, that thing is old, and it looks it too. It's like really low ceilings and kind of dank underground. Yeah, it goes pretty far down in the earth. And I guess there's a stuffed Amazon gray or African gray parrot, which was pretty cool. I mean, just the history behind it. If you didn't know about this history, you wouldn't have even know the parrot was there, probably. Just these are really small doorways. You got to watch your head everywhere you go, even if you're not tall, and watch your step. Was that the last one? I think that was the last one. So, okay, that's it. You go to these 4 different places. I had 3 half pints and then 1 shot of gin, so I wasn't actually out of control or anything like that. I had some great conversations with all the people I met there, because other people in the group, they chat and stuff. And the even first question they ask of the tour is like, who traveled the farthest? So it was like a contest of, you don't really win anything, a joke, but that's about it. So I highly recommend it. Yeah, if you're in here, stuff like that, it's just really good to do. Not too expensive. I think it was like about $30. And for me, that was like several hours. They don't include, of course, the drinks. That's up to you, but they weren't too expensive, especially half pints. So try it out if you're in London and looking for something fun to do. Get some history, get some beer, and off for a great time.